What's up, guys? Flippin' Steve here in the beautiful 302 today. It is Monday, which is my Friday. I have some catching up to do. Haven't put out a video in a couple days. I did run the gauntlet and go to the Chantilly Show. Just getting off work after a 9-hour shift, 9+ hours. 5:30 in the morning. I got to be on the road by 7 for a 2-hour and 20-minute drive to Chantilly for the Chantilly card show. Talk some about that. I have some mail package that I got to get into, so I'll show you guys some cards I've been picking up. I picked up another 1997 gold refractor Dan Marino. The one on the left was one that I already had. The one on the right is the new one. I wanted to show them to you guys together because the seller was nice enough to include a matching gold top loader. Same thing with the Brett Favre. This one came with the yellow color match top loader. You guys think that these are in their original top loaders from the 1990s when they were pulled out of the pack? The seller did take clear photos without those top loaders, and they must not have had extra new top loaders to put them into. Browse a few platforms. We are here on the Figgity Feebizzle, and I just got notification that about 7 cards were delivered, so I got to make a trip to the mailbox. I'm just going to get the mail. I'm not leaving you behind. I'll be right back. We've got cards. The watch list is currently very, very small. Got the Bryce Young and the Anthony Richardson Solar Eclipse case hits on there. It feels like it's a little bit darker outside than it was just about 10 minutes ago. Maybe that eclipse is starting. They'll probably go a little too expensive, or at least more than I want to pay. Brett Favre all etch refractor. I already picked up one of those, but for the right price, I'll get 2. Same with the Shaq, another Anthony Richardson, another Barry Sanders. This Barry Sanders Bull Rushers refractor. I just got one of those in the mail that you just saw delivered. The 3-card insert refractor lot. I picked all up from the same seller, the Dan Marino all etch. 3,000 Yard Club, and the Barry Sanders 1,200 Yard Club all etch refractors, 1 in 120 packs, as well as the Season's Best, which on the running back says Bull Rushers, the Barry Sanders, another 1 in 120 pack odds on this. These are just some of the bargains that I'm really finding at cheap prices. I'll get this stuff graded up, see if I can't flip it. Also see some modern stuff that I picked up, 2 Anthony Richardson case hits here, some limited Chris Jones stuff. And then a lot of these cards that we're browsing here are actually the ones that were just delivered. Hakeem the Dream, 1999 Topps Chrome All-Star Refractor, 1 in 300 packs. Let's go ahead and talk about the Chantilly Show a little bit. Let's go ahead and get this right out of the way. First things first, I did not buy a single card at this card show. This is the very first time I've ever gone to a show and not bought anything. We'll get into that in a couple minutes. I was very surprised when we first got there at how empty the parking lot seemed to be for a Saturday morning. I actually got a really good parking spot as the parking lot isn't very crowded. We were able to park right up front. There was lots of parking spots around us where people could actually park right next to the exhibition center. Wasn't like Philly from last month. When I got to Philly, the parking lot was very full and I had a long walk to the show. I'm not sure if that's a sign of the times. I'm not sure if it's a sign of that show in particular. I'm not sure if it was just too early Saturday morning. It's not very crowded yet to start off the show. As you can see, no one here behind me. Just not many people in here yet. But even throughout the show, it never really seemed to get crowded while I was in there. God damn, hold up. I didn't know I was going to see hobby royalty. And I was in there until at least 1 p.m. Now, with that being said, the show was definitely not a failure. I didn't get any cards, but I've picked up a ton of cards on eBay recently. And a 2006 Top Finest green refractor of Brett Favre. This card just looks slick with the green on the Packers uniform. Numbered out of 199. And even spent more money on eBay on my way home from the show, but a lot of the cards that I was looking for were not in the showcases. In fact, one thing that I was told before I even entered the show was that Friday night, lots of people working for repackers and buying for repackers were going through cleaning out a lot of inventory. So are repackers good, bad?
That's a keeper. Yes, put it in the skin box, please.
Not really sure.
Please, thank you. Saves me from myself.
Maybe I'll put out a video on repacker thoughts. The pros and the cons. And you're probably going to see lots of vlog videos out there where people are talking about massive deals going down in Chantilly. Most of these may take place at trade nights, And don't be fooled. Only a handful of your content creating vloggers out there are actually really doing this. A lot of this is just entertainment, and they're using money from platforms and free packers to make their purchases. It's not coming out of their pocket. And if they're begging you for likes and subscribes on their content, then more than likely, personally, they're not doing very well flipping cards.
You can't handle the truth.
Man, that was a bit harsh. But I feel like it's very true. Of course, the highlights of the show was getting to talk to some people that view the channel. Lee, I got to shout you out, who made a nice donation towards the national giveaway. And he already had picked up a Crazy Daisy sticker online. I was able to find a content creator friend, but I wasn't able to get away from him once I found him. I found a stalker. I was also able to drop off a 14-card order to PSA. The PSA drop-off station inside the show, as PSA was in the building taking drop-off submissions. However, there was no grading on site. They're not going to do anything like that at these shows. That'll be a national thing. And SGC was set up right beside PSA. Now, when I went to the Philly show, I talked about how SGC and PSA were nowhere near each other. But as you can see, right here behind me is SGC and the SGC Submission Center. And then all I got to do is step right over here. And we have PSA and the PSA Submission Center. But honestly, as far as the show goes, there's just not a whole lot to talk about. I did not see much of anything moving. Heard a lot of people inquiring. One of the young players whose name was being thrown around at the show a lot was Anthony Richardson. A lot of people are just buying his stuff because he's cheaper than CJ Stroud, and they believe he has some upside. I picked up this arcade mode plates and patches, numbered out of 25. I just love the grading potential on some of these. I didn't see a lot of deals. I didn't see a whole lot of people. And other than the extra stuff that comes along with going to the show that makes the show special, you know, seeing people and talking and socializing, there wasn't much else to it. I'm honestly going to say, for me, especially recently, one of the most overrated things about going to a card show is actually finding cards that you want to buy, especially when you're trying to get them at a decent price. Now, I considered Philly to be very successful from a buying standpoint, and maybe that's why Chantilly felt like such a letdown. So we're going to wrap up this video with one more mail day pickup. John Elway, Team Finest Gold Refractor, 1 in 570 packs. You guys know one of the slogans of the channel is reuse your shipping materials, but look at the packaging on this. It is a top loader inside of a BGS cracked slab and a CSG/CGC, whatever you want to call it, cracked slab on the back. Someone used these to sandwich the card instead of cardboard. But hey, it's pretty protective. I also do have some 302 downtown stickers on the way, guys. You can see them up here. I'm not sure how I'm going to distribute these yet. I'm not sure if I'm going to sell them, give them away, do donations for the giveaway again. I do know that probably 10 to 15 of these are already spoken for by some of you viewers out there. You just don't even know it yet. There's only 50 of these being made, which means only 40 at most will even be available. How many references from the state of Delaware can you guys find in this downtown? Comment that below, and also comment below any experience you had at any local shows or regional shows or any shows that you've gone to lately. Are you finding it tough to find cards? How are the crowds? How are the prices? What's it like? I'm very curious. I don't attend a lot of shows, so when I do, I like to get bang for my buck. It just didn't really happen with this Chantilly show this time around, but hey, they can't all be winners. But share some of your experiences with me down below, guys. I am curious. I do care. Like and subscribe on your way out, and I'll see you guys in the next video. There's that Mrs. Dirtneck. What are you getting into?